Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and we are here with another narrated Pokemon battle. So this is a battle against Darkion66, and looking at my opponent's team, she has quite a few things that are kind of scary. Of course, actually a lot of these Pokemon on her side of the field are very scary. I'm going to lead off with my Heatran, because I think it's probably the safest thing to lead off with, as my opponent's going to bring out the Charizard. So I could do a few possible things, but I think going for Stone Edge would be the best thing, because if this is a Mega Charizard Y, it will do a lot of damage to it, of course. If it's a Mega Charizard X, I don't want it to get a free Dragon Dance. So what I'm going to do is just go for the Stone Edge, and we miss. And you're going to see that that miss is going to cost us a lot in this battle. I'm not sure if it would have taken this thing out, but it would have at least done some damage where I wouldn't have to go all out just to get rid of the Mega Charizard. But we lose Heatran right off the bat, and that's kind of unfortunate. I'm going to bring in Tornadus now, and since this thing is such a huge threat, I'm going to have to pop my Z move to get rid of it, so I am sure that it is gone. The thing is, if we were able to get some sort of chip damage on it, I would still have this Supersonic Sky Strike for something later on down the road, but unfortunately I'm going to pop it here, and we're going to get rid of this Charizard. So right off the bat, things are not going our way, but I'm able to balance everything out with a Supersonic Sky Strike. So now Gardevoir is going to come in, and it's actually going to trace our Regenerator, which is not the greatest thing. I don't know exactly what this Gardevoir could be carrying, so I want to knock off. I know a lot of Gardevoir have Choice Scarf, so I wanted to make sure and try to get rid of that, but this thing is going to have the Farium Z, and that's going to not be really great for us, because this thing is just going to completely destroy our poor bird with a Twinkle Tackle. So now we're going to lose our Tornadus here. Unfortunately, there's not much we could do at this point. But yeah, we're going to lose it right now, and now we're back on the defensive. I'm going to go into my Alakazam here, mainly so I can Mega Evolve and get that Regenerator ability. If you notice, early on in this battle, we're just trading Pokemon. We're just going back and forth, and I'm hoping that I'm able to, you know, keep a 1-up or something. So we're going to trace that Regenerator. I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball. I'm going to finish off this Gardevoir. I know it's not Scarfed because, of course, it went for a Z move, so we will be able to take it out. So now Garchomp is going to come out, and I'm kind of scared of Garchomp. I don't know if it's Scarfed, so what I'm going to do is save my Alakazam, and I'm going to go into my Buzzwole, because honestly, Buzzwole does not do very much in this battle. There are so many Fairy types on my opponent's side, and a few Flying types. So I'm just going to send it here so it can actually fight this Garchomp. And here, I'm not totally sure what I should have done. I didn't really think it would have Fire Blast though, but it does have Fire Blast, and that's going to hurt us a lot. I actually went for a Toxic, thinking that there was not much this Garchomp could do, but it's carrying Fire Blast, and that's mainly there probably for, like, you know, a Scizor or something like that, but it's working very well against this Buzzwole. So maybe what I should have done was just go for a Hammer Arm, but I went for Toxic, hoping that this thing wouldn't have something to take me out. And we lose Buzzwole right here, but of course, Buzzwole wasn't going to do much for us. It's a pretty weak Pokemon type-wise compared to the rest of her team. So now I'm going to go into Greninja. What I'm hoping is that the Toxic has brought this thing low enough that a Hydro Pump can finish it off. And if it does, then I can get the Ash Greninja, but the Garchomp lives with 1 HP. So right there, we got like a roll that didn't really work out for us. And we're going to take a lot of damage on our Greninja. So yeah, the Garchomp does go down. But now Lando is going to come in, and I don't really know what I want to do here. This thing's going to Intimidate, of course, but I'm hoping that I can fire off another Hydro Pump and, you know, get the Ash Greninja, but it's going to go for a U-turn, showing me that this one's actually Choice Scarfed. So right here is probably another play. What I could have done different was switch out Greninja. I do have Water Shuriken on it, so I probably should have just, you know, saved it for the Lando, because Water Shuriken is a priority move, but I didn't know it was Scarfed, and we lose our Greninja there. So I'm going to go into Alakazam. I know Alakazam will be able to outspeed this thing, but yeah, it's not really looking good because, of course, the Lando is Scarfed, and once it comes down to it, it looks like Lando's going to be able to just finish off the rest of my team. Here the Ninetales will go for Hypnosis, but it misses, so that's actually something really good in my favor. I'm just going to keep going for Hidden Power Fire to finish this thing off. I don't want it to set up an Aurora Veil, and that would be really bad for me if it did, but we do take it out, so that's really nice. But here comes that Lando again, and I can make a decision right here now. I could sack off my Alakazam, or I could send out my Tangrowth to take an attack. And I mean, honestly, I don't think it matters at this point because Tangrowth really can't do much to the Lando. So yeah, it's going to take a U-turn. And actually, what I probably should have done was just sacked off Alakazam, because I think Dragonite might have sort of a hard time taking out the Tangrowth anyway. But yeah, I think that's probably what I should have done. But actually, this thing has Fly, so it's not going to have a hard time taking out Tangrowth at all. So we're going to take a Nasty Fly. What I probably should have done here was switched out. We'll see how much that does, though. I think it still would take us out. Yeah, actually, I think at this point it doesn't really matter. The Greninja not getting the high roll really is, I think, the final nail in the coffin. So I'm going to go into Alakazam, get the Multi-Scale, which isn't going to do much for us. I'm going to Psychic, trying to finish this thing off. And it's not quite enough, but this thing's going to go for a Dragon Dance. So we still outspeed it, though, even with the Dragon Dance, because Mega Alakazam is so fast. So I'm just going to go for another Psychic. That will finish this thing off, but Lando with a Scarf still will outspeed us once it gets in here. So at this point, it's pretty much game over. So what you're going to see is the Lando just go for a U-turn and finish off our Alakazam. So that's going to be the end of the game. Unfortunately, there's probably a few things I could have done differently to, you know, not end up losing this one. But my opponent played really well, and that was the battle. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Pokemon video.